Hey, what's up, Vesta? How you doing? Hey, as I stated before, as long as I got one Vesta, I got a full house. And I already got 8. That's what I'm talking about, Vestas. And I'm not going to keep you that long, but I do got some good notes. I have some good notes. If you didn't catch it live this morning, that was not intended. I was testing the functionality of this YouTube streaming dashboard we have in the background. And the next thing you know, I had 14 Vestas and viewers. I'm going to share today in this live, it's going to tie back to that live. Double tap that screen and just like the video. That's all I like. That's all I require. So the first thing we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl. Okay. Leading up to the thumbnail that I published. The day was just going to talk about SHEDEUR Sanders and going into the Pro Bowl. Come to find out, the Pro Bowl, for the first time ever in NFL history, the Pro Bowl is going to be held on Tuesday, not tonight, on Tuesday. I think at 8 o'clock. So the Pro Bowl is not tonight. First time ever in history. It's going to be held Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and it's not going to be in an arena. It's not going to be in a stadium. Believe it or not, it's going to be in a ballroom. SHEDEUR Sanders, as we know, SHEDEUR Sanders is the first rookie quarterback. Let's say it again. SHEDEUR Sanders is the first rookie quarterback in NFL history, 5th round, to ever be selected in the Pro Bowl. Let's talk about this. So we already know that the media and social media, especially X, they went crazy. This week when SHEDEUR Sanders was announced as a Pro Bowler, right? Just as a replacement. SHEDEUR Sanders was in Paris enjoying life, winding down, getting that mental release that he needed because all of the stuff. And SHEDEUR Sanders cannot never say that he was not impacted by the social annihilation and the disrespect and the devaluing that he received from Kevin Stefanski. We human. We know that happened. He may never even vocalize that publicly, but behind closed doors, and what you see on Shiloh's video while they was in Paris, you could see SHEDEUR Sanders. He was mentally taking a break, and it was the smallest things in life that you saw that SHEDEUR Sanders have the most enjoyment of. If you just go back and watch Shiloh's video, right? If you watch Shiloh's video, you can see that SHEDEUR Sanders, he was just loving and taking it in, just walking down the streets of Paris. Some people recognized him. Most people didn't recognize him. I think that actually gave him comfort as a sense of, okay, I can breathe now. I went through so much trauma. I can breathe now. SHEDEUR, you could just tell that he just had an enjoyment of just being a regular person because of everything that he's been with. He was just in casual clothes. Even Shiloh was harassing him, asking him, hey, where's your chains? Where's your jewelry? SHEDEUR was like, hey, this is just me right now. He said, I'm not at work. SHEDEUR Sanders says, I'm not at work. You know what that meant? That meant a lot. That means that he didn't have to go into a room with medias and cameras and reporters trying to set him up regarding various questions or malicious intent in terms of their questions. He just wanted to be. SHEDEUR Sanders just wanted to be casual, very casual. Do you know what his greatest pleasure was before he got called back to the States for this Pro Bowl this weekend on Tuesday? Me personally, I think it was just being around Shiloh. He was anchored. He enjoyed, I think it was like a strawberry cheesecake. If you haven't watched Shiloh's latest video with him and SHEDEUR just walking through the streets of Paris, you can just see the chains falling off of SHEDEUR. He just wanted to be. Anybody that did recognize him, wanted pictures, he gave them that. He even gave them daps and stuff. But you can tell he just wanted to relax. And I could tell that he didn't mind it. It's not like he mind the, hey, how you doing? Hey, can I get a picture with you? Hey, give me daps. He didn't mind that. SHEDEUR Sanders was just being. And that's one thing that I liked about it. He got a relaxation. And I don't know how he was feeling being called back because of the Pro Bowl. I'm pretty sure, even Deion Sanders said, hey, SHEDEUR Sanders will beat me out regarding that. And I'm pretty sure SHEDEUR is happy about being a Pro Bowler this year, first time ever in history. But my thing is, if the Pro Bowl is not like it was when I was growing up and you growing up, depending on your age, it's not the same Pro Bowl. Yeah, of course it's not the same Pro Bowl. Teams got tired of their number ones, their twos, their threes getting hurt, injured. So I understand that. Hey, as a business owner, you want to protect your assets. Being upset about Shedeur Sanders playing flag football. Basically, that's what it is. Flag football. No real contact, flag football. If you don't know what it is, hey, I got this ball. Only way you get me down if you got to pull the flag off my waist. That's it. But you know the reason why they got upset? Because you're still a Pro Bowl. I don't care if the NFL changes the description of football. You already see that they already changed it from contact to non-contact. I don't care if the NFL changed the Pro Bowl from being any type of football to just sitting down and having dinner. Just being selected as a Pro Bowl is what got his haters upset. Got social media on his back, the doubters on his back. And guess what? I found this out when I was on work travel, and I forgot to include it in my video from last week. You remember they got upset because they thought it was us that voted him in. And yeah, we definitely did. We definitely did. But it was another YouTuber I was watching this morning, Mariah Smalls. She reminded me of some information I supposed to have included last week. The Pro Bowl, and Deion Sanders alluded to this when they asked him, hey, how do you feel about Shedeur Sanders being nominated to or given that Pro Bowl nod as an alternate? Deion Sanders said he don't understand why people was upset. He said because they don't understand the process. So what's the process? The fans only get 20% of the vote. We only get 20% of the vote. The owners, yes, the owners, they have a say-so also. The weight of their vote is 40%. Guess who has the remaining 40%? Guess who that is? NFL current players. So what are they mad about? If Shedeur Sanders haters has an issue with Shedeur Sanders being a Pro Bowl, first of all, they need to contact all 32 teams. Yes, 32 teams. Hey, Jimmy, how did you vote regarding Shedeur Sanders and this Pro Bowl nod? Because the owners, all 32, they have 40% of the voting, I'm going to say voting rights, okay? Their vote weighs 40%. Then the NFL players, okay, their weight is 40%. So, hey, if they got an issue with that, hey, they need to go ahead and reach out to the other 1,968 players. Where I get that number from? Each team has 53-man roster, 53 times 32. That's 1,969. So if they had an issue with Shedeur Sanders being on the Pro Bowl or being nominated for that Pro Bowl nod, they need to contact all the other NFL active players and say, hey, why did you vote for Shedeur Sanders? Who voted to tip the scale in Shedeur Sanders' favor? And they better not come to this 20%, because everybody that voted for Shedeur Sanders 20%, they know they better stay on their podcast and they better stay in those comments. Because if they come to us directly and ask us, why do we vote for Shedeur Sanders? You already know what's going to get down. The community is going to be activated. So anybody that has an issue with Shedeur Sanders being a Pro Bowl, they need to go to the owners and they need to go to the current active NFL players, 53-man roster, even the ones on Cleveland voted for Shedeur Sanders. And then the remaining 20% goes to the fans. We have a 20% weight. So shout out to that podcaster, Mariah Small. She also is a CU auntie. She loves Shedeur Sanders just like I give love to What She Said Sports, because I know she loves Shedeur Sanders. And hey, it is what it is. If they are in potato sacks, I'm going to watch the game because of Shedeur Sanders. Okay, Shedeur Sanders, his season wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth it. He doesn't need this nod. He doesn't need to be there. He didn't deserve it. That's your opinion. My opinion is, yes, he did. Based off the limitations and the challenges and the obstacles that Kevin Stefanski put in his way. Oh, yes, he did. You know why? Even the owner said yes. Some players said yes. Okay. With that being said, whenever he gets out there on that field, whatever the metrics is, I hope he throw for all of the potential rookie quarterback records that he can set or break. Let's give it to him. Put him out there in the atmosphere. But you want to know another reason why I think they don't want Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl? Hold on, well, I don't have my vest on, but let me tell you this. I think the reason why they don't want Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl, because we would get a glimpse of what Shedeur Sanders can do with wide receiver ones, wide receiver twos, wide receiver threes. Do you know what type of pressure that's going to put on Jerry Jeudy if he don't get his act right? Come on now. That's why. So all of those narratives that they put out for the last 9 months, 10 months, once Shedeur Sanders get out there, even if it's flag football, he's going to have that class of wide receivers, 1, 2, and 3, who's actually going to go up and get that ball. And once the world see what Shedeur Sanders can do with a wide receiver 1, 2, and 3, I don't care even if it is flag football, the caliber of wide receivers that's going to be at the Pro Bowl, we don't got to worry about one of those receivers just being an average guy. We don't have to worry about Steve Smith saying that, oh, that wide receiver is just a normal guy, just a regular guy. Shedeur Sanders is going to be linking up with wide receivers who probably even voted for him to get in this Pro Bowl. You know, they already talking to Shedeur Sanders, all the AFC wide receivers, and I should have looked that up. I should have did my homework, but that's okay. I know them by the end of the night. But do you know how many wide receivers already talking to Shedeur Sanders behind the scenes, saying, hey, I like this route. Hey, make it do like this. Hey, you throw me this, I'm going to make you look good, rookie. I know what you've been through. Hey, listen, this is a brotherhood. Believe it or not, I don't care if it's 32 teams. These players are resonating with each other behind the scenes. And as I said, the NFL active players had a say-so in who gets selected as Pro Bowlers and alternates. Some of these wide receivers from other teams would dream to have even a rookie quarterback, especially Shedeur Sanders, throw to them. Do you know the posters they finna get? Dude, you know, they could also break other records in the Pro Bowl. Just how Shedeur Sanders, the most collegiate quarterback, most accurate quarterback in history, throw to them. And you know, Shedeur Sanders, when people said, oh, Shedeur Sanders should not accept this nod. What? You think Shedeur Sanders was going to turn this down just because you say he's not worthy? Oh, Shedeur Sanders is going to take this opportunity and he's going to throw every ball that he can down that field just to show what he could do with a wide receiver number 1, 2, and 3 that want to catch that ball. Oh, these wide receivers are going to show Jerry Jeudy up. I didn't hear Jerry Jeudy name being called as a Pro Bowl candidate. You know, Jerry Jeudy is not going to be able to turn on that Pro Bowl. He want to quote unquote show support for his sophomore quarterback, right? Because as of now, when week 18 ended, Shedeur Sanders was no more a rookie. They can't say, oh, Shedeur Sanders is a rookie quarterback no more. Oh, no, they got to give Shedeur Sanders his props. He's a sophomore now. He's considered a second-year veteran. Shedeur Sanders, along with Todd Monken. I'm sorry, I don't tore his name up. I'm going to put that S on there. But Shedeur Sanders with Todd, oh, they got some things. They got some things up their sleeve. But Shedeur Sanders is about to showcase his skills, wide receiver 1, 2, and 3s. And that's why the haters didn't want him, because it's going to further punch holes in their narratives about what he couldn't do. Come on, we already know the history. It ain't even been a year yet. So all of those narratives are fresh in our head. What Shedeur Sanders can't do. Oh, no, Shedeur Sanders finna use this. I don't care if it's flag football. You know Shedeur Sanders, he's very competitive. He's finna show off. I'm excited for it. Todd Monken, it seems like he know what his plan is. If you haven't watched the video, Todd Monken has been chasing Shedeur Sanders for 5 years. For the last 5 years since he was in high school in Texas at Trinity Christian. So Todd Monken has been wanting to play with Shedeur for 5 years. I really think that's why, now knowing that piece, because I didn't know that piece in the beginning, I think that's the reason why Todd Monken did not go to New York with John Harbaugh. And we're going to talk about the New York Giants. Out of all the teams, we're going to talk about the New York Giants. Just give me a second to give Shedeur Sanders all his credit. And we're going to talk about the Giants. And then I'm going to let you go, okay? Because it is Sunday. I'm going to let you go. And we don't have a Pro Bowl game tonight. So, hey, it is what it is. But John Harbaugh, that's why Monken was holding out. Monken knew that this was his opportunity. to work with SHEDEUR Sanders after 5 years of trying to get him to go to UGA. Hey, that means SHEDEUR Sanders was about to be a Georgia Bulldog. If Monken didn't get this position, let's say if they would have gave it to Nate Shellhouse, I think Todd Monken still would have been okay with being the Cleveland Browns OC, because he still would have worked with SHEDEUR Sanders directly. As head coach, he's still going to have some input on what the new OC is going to do. And since this is an OC that is familiar with Todd Monken already, they already worked together 2 or 3, 4 years at Baltimore Ravens. They already got a connection. They already synced up. They already know already. Hey, and guess what? If they was already, come on now, think about it. This was the offensive coordinator staff in Baltimore Ravens that wanted to pick SHEDEUR Sanders up. So they already was looking at SHEDEUR, already probably had plans drafted up for him, schemed up for him in Baltimore if he would have just accepted that. But he didn't. But you know Monken still got some of those schemes that he probably drew up for SHEDEUR Sanders to be a Georgia Bulldog. This year's about to be exciting, okay? And I'm glad I got all of my Cleveland Browns gear, because I'm definitely breaking all of it out the plastic this year, because they're finna build around SHEDEUR Sanders. Andrew Berry already said it, and I like that. I like the way we going. My bit on SHEDEUR Sanders playing with the Pro Bowl, on why they hated SHEDEUR going to the Pro Bowl, even though it's flag football. They know that SHEDEUR Sanders is about to showcase his skills out on that field. And guess what? It's going to be a whole nother week of people like myself, Tony Talks Vested Up, saying, hey, did you see SHEDEUR Sanders? Look at these records. Look at these stats. Oh, the haters ain't going to want it. And especially he working with wide receivers, 1, 2, and 3, tight ends, 1 and 2. And let's not forget this. SHEDEUR Sanders, even if it's flag football, he's going to have that OLine. The world is going to see what SHEDEUR Sanders looks like in the NFL with offensive line members, left tackles, right tackles, centers. What? And wide receivers, 1, 2, and 3, tight ends. An elite offensive core. This is why the haters didn't want SHEDEUR Sanders in the Pro Bowl, even if it's flag football. SHEDEUR Sanders would have weapons and the protections that anyone could dream of. The only thing the NFL needs to do in order to put social medias on his back, just go ahead and announce in the next 48 hours that SHEDEUR Sanders has started. And that'll be it. That SHEDEUR Sanders has started. And that's all. Hey, it'll be murder she wrote, because SHEDEUR Sanders is going to show off on Tuesday. Now, if you don't want to hear part 2 of this live on why I'm so glad SHEDEUR Sanders did not get drafted by the Giants, and the information is sensitive, investors and viewers that had come into this room, thank you for attending the first half of this live. But I must continue and add on to the information I gave at the 7/17 accidental live that I did this morning, because the investors came in strong this morning. So, hey, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to leave the room, because some of your ears and your minds may not be able to hear this information, okay, and process it. Let me give you 30 seconds. Matter of fact, I'll give you 10 seconds. All right. Hey, all I want is a like. If you're on a phone, can you just double click the screen and we good? If not, hey, I still appreciate your presence, because I feel you. All right. So let's get into what I said this morning. I didn't mean to put this information out, but the investors came in here, the viewers came in here at 7 o'clock this morning. I had 14 to 30 people talking to me this morning. So this is what I told this morning. I'm so glad that SHEDEUR Sanders. So let me set the mood. It is April 2025, round 1. We know SHEDEUR Sanders were predicted to go number 1, 2, 3, number 6 with the Raiders, number 9 with the Saints, 20 or 21 with the Steelers, 24 New York Giants. That was the lineup. So put your mind back in that setting. SHEDEUR Sanders get looked over 1, 2, and 3. All right, the Raiders is next. We think Tom Brady's going to call in that favor. Hey, go ahead and draft SHEDEUR Sanders. SHEDEUR Sanders gets skipped over. What? Okay. He finna go to the Saints. Oh, he finna go to that NOLA, that New Orleans. He finna go to that NOLA. We just knew SHEDEUR SANDERS was gonna have the same colors as the Colorado Buffaloes. Oh, we already knew that was in the history books. That gold, black, and white. Who? Who did they choose? Okay, the Saints didn't choose SHEDEUR SANDERS. Okay, it's okay. Oh, SHEDEUR SANDERS is about to link up with Mike Tomlin. Oh, the Steelers are about to go down. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is finna go down. When SHEDEUR SANDERS did not get drafted 2021 by the Steelers, the world stopped breathing. What? Okay, who's next on the board? The Giants. No. Actually, the Giants, they had to do a trade to jump up. Okay. Oh, hey. There's been a trade. Official announcement. That's been a trade. The Giants. Hey, okay, we know the Giants going to come up and get SHEDEUR SANDERS. It didn't happen. Jackson Doug, woo! What's going on in the NFL? All right, so I have set the tone. Let's stay right there. Now, we knew that SHEDEUR SANDERS and Jackson Dart had very similar stats, but we knew SHEDEUR SANDERS was a little bit better than Jackson Dart. And when SHEDEUR SANDERS getting picked up in the first round, we knew it was an issue. Oh, we knew it was an issue, okay? We knew it was an issue. But what I covered in that live this morning, and it must have just been destined, because I didn't expect to talk to no one 7 o'clock this morning in that live. It was just supposed to be a functionality test with this screaming thing. But when investors came in and I started talking, I said, okay, hey, guess what I found out? Hey, this was just something really to fill, 5 to 10 minutes. I didn't know I was going to be on live for 48 minutes. So let me go ahead and tell you exactly what I shared this morning. The reason why I thank God, and I'm looking directly in the camera, I thank God SHEDEUR SANDERS did not get picked up at the Giants. A team. One of the teams that SHEDEUR SANDERS thought that he was going to be drafted to, because remember, he was going to New York looking for apartments and homes. SHEDEUR SANDERS was wearing the New York Giants strings in his shoes and his cleats. He put clues out there on social media. SHEDEUR SANDERS really 9 times out of 10 thought that he was going to go to the Giants. Why am I saying I'm thinking that? I'm glad that the Giants rejected SHEDEUR SANDERS. Well, if you don't know, the New York Giants owner has been associated with Epstein files. The owner, the current owner, Steve Tisch, if I'm pronouncing his name right, I wouldn't be surprised in the next 48 hours or a few months he stepped down and give that job, that owner title, and to someone else. He is listed in the Epstein files 440 times. 440 times. Do you know if SHEDEUR SANDERS would have been drafted first round, number 24, or even the second round? Do you know people? Of course, he wouldn't have been going through what he went through these last, few months, because he would have been first round pick. He never would have got all of the scrutiny and stuff, but he would have been being introduced to the scrutiny. Now, do you know how many people would have been contacting SHEDEUR SANDERS online? SHEDEUR, are you going to continue to play for someone that's been associated with the Epstein files, knowing what happened? And I gotta protect this. I gotta protect this video, but you know what I'm saying? The official government from Department of Justice released in those 3.5 million files, the New York Giant owner strongly associated with Epstein and moving some things. Catch what I'm putting down. The emails have been released between Steve Tisch and Epstein when they're talking about females in a certain way. Department of Justice has released this. So I'm glad that SHEDEUR SANDERS was not drafted by the Giants, even though we saw the slap in his face and our face for them to jump up and get Jackson Dart. But now Jackson Dart is the one, and Jackson Dart family is the one that has to get those questions. All SHEDEUR SANDERS have to do in the next year or so forth, out of his rookie quarterback at rookie contract. It's just play football. It's just play football. That's all SHEDEUR SANDERS has to do. Jackson Dart, John Harbaugh, who took the job. Hold on one second. Who took the job as the New York Giants have to get hit with those questions. Now, what do you think? Now, how would you think the media is going to look at John Harbaugh or Jackson Dart or Scatterboo, who decides to continue to play for the Giants? Now, I know they wasn't there when these activities took place. Understand that. But still, if they ask SHEDEUR SANDERS stupid questions regarding Kevin Stefanski play calls, well, wouldn't it be fair for Jackson Dart and John Harbaugh to get asked and answer questions regarding about how do they feel about the owner and the owner's participation, who is still the owner of the Giants, get asked about how do they feel about Steve's involvement with Epstein, official government records. So let's move a little further. So he's been found in 440 is I think the count 440. His name is mentioned. Federal government unreleased that. Let's talk about something else that bothered me. So in these same files, right? Why? This is the sensitive part. There is a lady by the name of Sarah G, aka Sarah G, aka S Glass. So if you put those names together, I'm pretty sure her name is Sarah Glass. In 2013, okay, there was a major book purchase of young boy jerseys that was associated with Epstein's home in Florida. This lady was doing her job. For whatever reason, intuition or whatever, she flagged that purchase. Guess who was sitting, and I'm assuming allegedly, because the documents didn't say this, but there was someone up higher on the NFL board that overridden that flag in the system and allowed those jerseys to go to Epstein's house in Florida. Now, I'm going to say allegedly, if I put the pieces together, it would have been Steve Tisch. If I'm pronouncing his name right, yes, the current owner of the New York Giants, because he sits, let me say it again, he sits on the NFL Foundation board, okay? Sarah Glass, Sarah G, S Glass. At that time, she was the NFL fulfillment merchandise coordinator. She saw all of these youth sizes, jerseys, go to Epstein's house in Florida. And guess what? It was only 2 jerseys out of all the players. Already said that the NFL every year has a total of 1,969 players on their active roster, right? It was only 2 jerseys out of all those active players in 2013. No. Because I think some of these jerseys started being bought in 2011. So let's say it happened, the time frame is 2011 to 2013. 2 jerseys Epstein was ordering in bulk. And this is not allegedly. This is in the Department of Justice files that was just released. 2 names, 2 jerseys. And I'm feeling some type of way about it because me, in my mind, I'm a Scorpio. So I like to put puzzles together. And sometimes what I come up with my own conclusions, it bothers me. But the 2 jerseys that they ordered in bulk was Peyton Manning blue jersey 18 and Geno Smith green jersey number 7. Why am I stressing the colors? Because these colors were the only ones purchased. It wasn't, the Colts were white and blue. There was no request for white jerseys. They wanted the blue ones. Geno, when he was playing for the New York Jets, what colors was they? Green and white. They only wanted the green. So these people work in symbolisms and colors. We adults, we already know what was going on in the Epstein files. At Epstein Island. He wanted boy jerseys, green and blue. Peyton Manning's jerseys, Geno Smith jerseys. Any colors associated with little boys are blue and green. If you ever had a son or a nephew or cousin, when they come from the hospital and when they're growing up, what you put them in? Blue and green. Okay, that's one thing. The number 18. My mind would not let me rest this morning since 7 o'clock when I found out this information. Okay, Peyton Manning, why 18? Peyton Manning, I still don't know why, because it was other players wearing 18. I still don't know. But you know now, the Manning family is associated with the Giants, so I think the pieces are still going to fall in place. But my mind took me someplace where I didn't want to go regarding that jersey and number 18, a number 8, and a number 1. And what symbol? If you are able to visualize the number 1 and then the number 8, feel free to do it your own leisure and attempt to put those two numbers together. I think that's what they were symbolizing. Now, why they chose Peyton Manning's, the blue, I can see the blue. I can see the blue. But Peyton Manning, number 18, Geno. Now, Geno, I don't know why. Geno, out of all the other players, why they wanted his jerseys. My mind can fathom why they probably wanted the little boys to run around in Peyton Manning jerseys. Very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. But the Geno Smith, number 7, green jersey, I cannot put it together. I can't put it together. But I can see evil in the Peyton Manning jersey with it being blue and the number 18. Okay? So Sarah Glass, wherever she is in this world, she attempted to do her job and she flagged that order. But it was somebody higher than her that released and overread that flag, and that merchandise went out to Epstein's office in his house. Can you imagine all those little boys running around in green jerseys and blue jerseys? And you already know what type of company Epstein. Yeah. So this is why I'm glad that Shedeur Sanders did not get drafted to the Giants, because he won't be associated with Steve Tesh, the current owner of the New York Giants. He won't get hammered with all those questions. Deion Sanders won't get messed with online. Hey, how do you feel about Shedeur Sanders playing for an owner that's been associated with Steve in the Giants? You know what? That's Jackson Dark's issue right now. That's Jackson Dark's issue. That's John Harbaugh's issue. And whoever else is associated, that's Scatterboo, the running back. That's his issue now. Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, the Sanders name, as of now, will only be associated with greatness. As long as Todd Monken come in, do his job, I'm pretty sure if he has the fate of Shedeur Sanders, and now that I know that he's been chasing Shedeur Sanders for 5 years, I'm all on board, okay? But with that being said, investors, hold on. I want to make sure I gave you everything, because I definitely don't want to touch this Epstein information no more. Hold on. It was something else. Hold on, it was something else. But Shedeur Sanders was protected by being rejected by the Giants. Oh, I want to talk about, yeah. I knew it was something else. Hold on, before I get to Archer, 1 second. Oh, yeah. I'm going to look directly in this channel. Yes, did I do a search to see if Emmanuel Acho name came up in the Epstein files? I sure did. No, his name didn't. But the one that signs his check on that platform that he bought, that he hasn't grown on his own in the mud, in the dirt, the one that signs Acho check, yeah, Steve Tisch, the New York Giants owner, He sits on that board that owns Fox Sports, the same Fox Sports that Emmanuel Acho bought that platform from. So, hey, make sure with Emmanuel Acho, please. And I may even do that myself. I may catch a live this week for Speak Easy. And the first time Emmanuel Acho attempts to say anything about SHEDEUR Sanders before the Pro Bowl or after the Pro Bowl, oh, I plan on being ready. I don't care if I got to stay up to 1 o'clock at night or in the morning. I'm going to say, hey, Emmanuel Acho, especially if it's alive. Hey, if you're bringing up SHEDEUR Sanders, hey, what you got to say about Steve Tisch, the New York Giants owner that signed your check that was found in the Epstein files 440 times, and let him ignore that. I'm gonna create another account just to say the same thing, because he's going to get off SHEDEUR Sanders' back. Emmanuel Acho is going to get off SHEDEUR Sanders' back. And now that since he's been exposed in the last 48, 72 hours, he should cool it about SHEDEUR Sanders. But if he don't, I still may even ask that question, because I'm like, hey, Acho, you always talking about what SHEDEUR Sanders should do and who SHEDEUR Sanders should ignore, and oh, SHEDEUR Sanders this and SHEDEUR Sanders that. Hey, what you got to say about these owners, Emmanuel Acho? Hey, if this is your platform, Emmanuel Acho, what do you got to say to these owners? Since you got to talk about all these players, and SHEDEUR Sanders is not the only one that Emmanuel Acho has tried to attempt to rip up. Emmanuel Acho, say something about these owners. You know why he's not going to say that? Because they own. I don't care if Emmanuel Acho has, let's say, purchased it. They still own stake in Speak Easy. Emmanuel Acho better not dare say nothing about those owners. And if he does, we all can look at our watch, throw it up. I don't have it on, but if I had it on, throw it up like SHEDEUR Sanders, and we can start counting the days that Emmanuel Acho will lose Speak Easy. Just like he got fired from the facility and Fox Sport, the platform that he purchased. Remember that scandal with Joy Taylor, remember? Fox Sport, shut it down. They got canceled. Emmanuel Acho just purchased that platform with all the subs, changed the name on it, the Speak Easy. I beg Emmanuel Acho to say something about Fox Sport, aka the NFL Foundation Board, aka Steve Tisch, the New York Giants. I need to go back and see if he ever said anything about any New York Giants player in a negative way. Ooh. But Acho better say something. He better say something. If not, we all know, if Emmanuel Acho doesn't say nothing after this one came out about the New York Giants owner, we know that for sure. That's not his channel, okay? That's not his channel. He doesn't own Speak Easy, and he'll never say anything about the Giants or SHEDEUR Sanders. Let him say something about SHEDEUR Sanders. I'll be ready. Copy and paste that question. Copy and paste. And if they block me, I'll create another account. Copy and paste. Let me see what y'all say. It's shallow on this way. Hey, Landon Price, can you retype that, please? Stop. You know, SHEDEUR Sanders is not good. Woo! Oh my gosh. I have one in my life. You say he's not good. Just like you have an opinion, I have one too. And I say he's the best thing since sliced bread. Hey, the number 12, what's your name? Jermo 12. Hey, look, even you got a 12 in your name. You know 12 is, come on now. You know the significance of 12. 12, 13. Let me tell you one thing. Tom Brady, who? Anytime anybody says, holds up a jersey or talk about 12, people forgot about Tom Brady. And you say that SHEDEUR Sanders is not good? Really? Well, you must haven't been paying attention in the last months. Please put something else in the treating him like Kaepernick. That part I don't get. But I'm glad you brought Kaepernick's name up. Because let me tell you something. I stopped watching football when that Kaepernick thing came up. And I saw exactly how the NFL started treating the black players. And, remember, the NFL, they lost a lot of revenue with that Kaepernick thing. They are glad that someone like SHEDEUR Sanders, for whatever reason, has entered the NFL. They're actually kind of recouping some of that public relations that they had because of SHEDEUR Sanders. Now, trust me, we were linking SHEDEUR Sanders up with the Kaepernick thing because how they was doing him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we started bringing up Kaepernick. Oh, no, the NFL is still corrupt. Oh, no, the NFL still don't like black quarterbacks. Oh, and trust me, even with SHEDEUR Sanders playing, oh, we still would be watching. Oh, trust me, we haven't forgot. We don't have short-term memory over here now. We still going to remember what the NFL did to SHEDEUR Sanders. Because even if I don't make another video on this platform, on my channel, these videos will remain. They will go down in history for my kids or anybody else's kids as archival pieces, because it has a timestamp. We will never forget what the NFL did to SHEDEUR Sanders. Do I think they're trying to mend? Yes. But I'm still going to be looking at them for any other player in the future. I don't care what position that the player is playing, and I think that the NFL finna do something dirty. Hey, guess what? Even Tony Grossi said, right, last year, that the NFL always chooses one player every year to the value to get them at a lower price. Guess what? I got 49 of y'all in the room. You don't hear about the NFL degrading anyone. You don't hear about no scandals coming up. You don't hear nothing about I can't even say that word. You don't hear nothing about no player, potential draft player, having issues. Okay? Isaiah Bonds, the one that the Cleveland Browns got pennies on the dollars for. Remember this time last year before, the draft, he had an issue. Junkins, he had an issue, Some of those things, I believe some of those things were orchestrated to get them pennies on the dollars. Come on now. Do you know how much money players in the first round get compared to players in the second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round? SHEDEUR Sanders' salary, rookie quarterback, $4 million. Do you know how much Junkins, the running back that Cleveland picked up in the second round? You know what his first rookie contract is? Only $10 million. Now his signing bonus was huge, but I think he's only 10, 12 million. So that means that Junkins, second round, SHEDEUR Sanders, fifth round, they salary, what, $6 million? Yeah, $6 million is nothing to sneeze at. But when you talking about the NFL contracts, you might as well say Junkins was only getting maybe, being petty, $10 more than SHEDEUR Sanders. And they was drafted round 2 to round 5. So, it is what it is. But for you to come in here and you gonna say that SHEDEUR Sanders is not good, and in the beginning, yes, we did see SHEDEUR Sanders as a martyr, just like Kaepernick. Oh, yes. And we was letting it known. Remember, I just started my channel in October. I couldn't stand by as a fan of all of the CU Buffs. I couldn't stand by as a fan of Deion Sanders since I was a little girl in high school. I couldn't stand by and let the media tear SHEDEUR Sanders up for no reason, for no excuse. And you're telling me that, we treated him. Yeah, we did. We did treat him as another Kaepernick, another martyr that the NFL was tearing aside. And they trying to mend it, but I'm trying to tell you, even though it seemed like we're coming down, the community will still be looking at the NFL because, as you know, they own them. They got dirt on them. They got dirt. So, the NFL is cleaning up. It's cleaning up their act. And if I got 60 viewers in the room concurrently. So let me tell you this one thing. If you have your sons or your nephews or your cousins in high school and they want to pursue collegiate football, I say do it. Do it. That's where these athletes are making their money. I don't care if it's a wide receiver 3 or 4, they making money. We see now that the NFL, until they get their act right, they still got some cleaning up to do. So tell your son and your nephew, strive to go to college, get that education, especially learn financial literacy, and just tell them just to sit back. Just sit back and watch and wait until the NFL clean up themselves. Do you know how many players, if this SHEDEUR SANDERS thing never happened, do you know how many players would have already declared for the NFL draft? Do you know how many quarterbacks have pulled back and said, no, I'm staying in college. I'm staying in college. The NFL is upset right now. Mine is what? Mendoza. I know he's declared. Arch Manning is staying in school. I really don't know any other quarterbacks besides Mendoza. These players are standing in school. Do you think they want to get treated like this in the NFL? No, they don't want to get treated like the NFL. A Dylan fan. I don't know who that particular viewer was. I'm glad he did stop by. I appreciate the commentary. I was able to get a lot. Do you see how I'm sweating in front of this light? I was able to get a lot off my chest when he brought up Kaepernick. Hey, if you're still in the room, put another comment out there. But I just want to say this. The way that SHEDEUR SANDERS was treated in the draft before this week, it still burned me. Week 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, even after that last game, before Kevin Stefanski got fired. And guess what? It was only less than 24 hours after that last game that Kevin Stefanski was fired. I had a little relief. And then, of course, I had a lot of anxiety. Who was the next coach coming in? How would they feel about SHEDEUR SANDERS? How, I feel okay now. I feel okay now. With that being said, I never thought I would say this. SHEDEUR SANDERS falling in the fifth round has allowed him to bypass scandal if he would have got picked up by the Giants, a team that he definitely wanted. Did he get ridiculed a lot? Yes, he did. Did he get lied on a lot? Yes, he did. But even SHEDEUR SANDERS has said, and thank God for the situation that he has been in since the beginning of this whole entire fiasco. He has thanked God for this situation because that young man has grown in ways that you can only grow in terms of being an adult and a spiritual person. You got to go through trials and tribulations. So SHEDEUR SANDERS, he had to do, I can't believe I'm saying this. He had to drop to the fifth round for several reasons. To bypass the scandal that now Jackson Dart has to handle. SHEDEUR SANDERS is not in New York, so he doesn't have to deal with that. He doesn't have to deal with Babylon. They call New York Babylon. And SHEDEUR SANDERS. So imagine if SHEDEUR SANDERS was drafted by the Jags or the Titans. I think the Titans head coach did get fired. Or the Saints. I think that coach is still there. That means SHEDEUR SANDERS would have, let's say if SHEDEUR SANDERS was drafted in the first round to a team that has not fired their coach this year. That means SHEDEUR SANDERS would not have had the ability to be linked up with Todd Monken for a time like this. So God still worked it out. Even in the fifth round, number 144. Even in the fifth round, 144. Everything in 90 days. Because we got to remember, SHEDEUR SANDERS did not start playing football November 16, December 16, January the 16, which just passed. We're talking about 75 days. 75, 85 days, my math right. It all worked out. So I say, this was God's plan and purpose. It is what it is. All right, investors, I've been on here on 56 minutes. If you're coming in, please just hit like. That's all I ask. Let's see here, Justin. Hey, I remember you from this morning. Or Justine. I'm sorry, Justine. SHEDEUR let him know he doesn't care about money. He's playing for the love of the game. What they made for the. That's right. Let's put it out there. Hey, thank you for bringing that up. SHEDEUR SANDERS ain't caring about no money. Even though, yes, Deion Sanders is his dad, but that's Deion's money. Deion is very frugal. I like that. Deion Sanders is very frugal. He'll tell them kids quick, oh, that's your bill. Hey, I'm not paying for that. That's your bill. But yeah, Shedeur Sanders, before even playing the game, they was even mad about the jersey. Says, how they go get mad with us, the consumer, supporting Shedeur? Said, these people crazy. These people crazy. But yes, 20 millions. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about that. Okay. So Shedeur Sanders was, hold on before I go. I'm gonna come back to that. Speak the truth. You will always have haters. Look how many times you stumbled in the game. Yep, true. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, hit the like button, fam. Hey, Miss Sparks. So let's go back to this contract. Okay. So let's just say, even for me, if I wake up and God says, hey, that's your last video. You're done, Tony. Thank you for being faithful to this, even this little mission that God has probably said, okay, hey, I just want to do videos up until February 2026. Hey, guess what? I'm going to be obedient, but I am going to let you know, investors, my time is up to do this, hypothetically. But I'm setting this up. If I never have to do a video, or if I forget, this is one thing that Shedeur Sanders is going to be able to recoup, because he's already recouping now. He's already getting other contracts, for Gatorade and whoever else. It's no telling where Shedeur Sanders' passive funds and revenue is coming from. Shedeur Sanders is good. It's good, but I know it still hurt him, because 4 million versus 40 million plus a huge signing bonus. Woo, that's a nice chunk change. But it's something about the second contract. So if you don't believe me, I did a little bit of history about it before Shedeur Sanders even, started playing. In the rookie, so for any player in the NFL, you already know that the rookie contract is probably the smallest they'll ever see in their NFL career. And, most players, they average 3 to 5 years. The NFL try to kick them out before their 5th year. Reason being, after 5 years, the NFL has to give them some type of a retirement. Of course, that's more money. So that's why most of these players, after 3 to 5 years, before they hit 5 years, because that's the magic year, 5 years, the NFL, they kick them out. You got new people coming in. I think that's another reason why the NFL is mad that these new players are not coming in, because that means that they got to hold on to all the current players, because hey, those new human assets are not coming in. So now the NFL, they're probably looking like, oh Lord, how many players when they hit this 5-year mark? Oh my gosh, we got to clean this up. Oh, these players are standing in school. That's why I'm saying, the young folks, your college, high school, tell them to stay in college as long as they can until the NFL get their act together, because we have showed the NFL they don't have the power. These young players, especially collegiate, they now have the power to make money in college more than they got players in college making more than Shedeur Sanders, that Shedeur will ever make in 4 years. They got some players making more money than him in just 1 year. 17 weeks, making more than Shedeur Sanders in his whole entire 4 years. So, but let me get back to what Shedeur Sanders, when it comes to his second contract, it's something called back pay. I said, so where did this come from? I was watching Joe and, oh gosh, I love them brothers. It's not Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, is Joe and somebody. If you know the podcast, they got another podcast. It's 2 brothers. One played for the Steelers and the other one played for the Browns. Joe and I love them. But anyway, I had saw I saw an episode regarding when Michael Parsons was going through his second year contract negotiations. We know about that with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. And they started talking about back pay. I said, what they mean, back pay? I said, what? So Joe broke it down for all the viewers. He said, back pay is, and I think he brought up Shedeur Sanders as an example. He said, Shedeur Sanders, even though he got picked up in the first round, fifth round, he's 5th round talent. What he's able to do in his second contract, he's able to go back and request all the money that he missed out in his first rookie contract. They said that's what they call back pay. They said Shedeur Sanders and all players can negotiate and say, hey, yeah, I was drafted at such and such a round, but hey, these are my accolades. And see, that's another reason why the haters probably hated that Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. Because now SHEDEUR SANDERS, when he go back to negotiate his second contract, hey, these are my accolades. And hey, by the way, these are my highest accomplishments. The first thing SHEDEUR SANDERS is going to have on there, hey, I was the first rookie, hey, Pro Bowler in NFL history. Hey, if you understand what I'm saying, somebody better put a hard, show a hard. SHEDEUR SANDERS is going to be able to use this when he negotiated his second contract in the NFL. I was a Pro Bowler. I was the first in NFL history rookie quarterback to get a Pro Bowl nod. SHEDEUR SANDERS will be able to use that. He can say, also, I broke this record for Cleveland. I broke this record for Cleveland. I broke this record for Cleveland. Also, I was the quarterback that helped this team member break this record for Cleveland. Also, by the way, I broke, and all this is just in his first year because we don't know what he's going to do in the second and third year. Oh, also, by the way, in my first year, I broke this record for the NFL. Oh, by the way, I broke this record for the NFL. SHEDEUR SANDERS, if he stays healthy, and I know he will, because Monken is going to put that tower. George Warhop is going to put that tower in front of him. They're going to keep SHEDEUR SANDERS safe. When SHEDEUR SANDERS go back to get his second contract negotiated, it would probably break history. Because SHEDEUR SANDERS, along with all those accomplishments, SHEDEUR SANDERS is going to be probably about, let's say 27, 28. So he's going to be more mature. His daddy is Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is going to show him exactly, hey, this is how you need to frame your contract and your request, right? This is what you need to negotiate. And then he's going to say, hey, NFL, oh, by the way, hey, step outside. This is going to be off the record. Hey, NFL, by the way, I saved the shield. I saved the organization. I came in after Colin Kaepernick. Do you see how many fans have returned to the NFL because of me? And like I said, Jeremiah 12:13, I don't know if you're still in the room or not. Thank you for putting that out there about Colin Kaepernick. He's going to say, hey, by the way, I saved the shield in the organization after the Colin Kaepernick issue. I want my money and interest on what I lost on that rookie contract because I know you colluded against me. See, all SHEDEUR got to say is, hey, back then I just wanted to play football. I was young coming out of college, and I feel like I was taken advantage of. But now I'm a young man. I'm in my mid-20s, let's say 26, 27, 28. I say I'm older now. I'm able to see the picture. And if you don't recoup me my money, now I know I have all of the legal evidence that we have been compiling for the last 3 to 4 years. And I'll file my own grievance against the NFL. And guess what? I will have all of the influence to tell all of the rookie quarterbacks that's in college and middle school, and of course collegiate, don't come to the NFL. Hey, me and my father, we're going to start our own league over here. Hey, guess what? NFL, if you don't give me my money and give me my interest, I'm going to take the money that I'm going to get from my grievance. I'm going to start my own league, and I'm going to compete against you. And guess what? My name, that same name that you degraded on the back of my jersey named Sanders, that is the name that's going to pull the NFL down. So give me my money. Hey, don't let nobody else come in this room because we talking off the books now. Give me my money. I want all my money in my second contract, and I want it to be the highest quarterback contract in history. And there you go, SHEDEUR SANDERS. And there you go. So Debo, whatever that channel name is, Debo. And I tell you what I'm gonna do. I saved that video. I'm going to package that video up probably next week, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But SHEDEUR SANDERS, he's playing it cool because, hey, I'm glad you brought that up, Justine. Deion Sanders probably told her, no. I know you hurt, SHEDEUR. I know you hurt. And before I go, hey, somebody, please put in the comment, Shiloh, because I want to say something to him before I go. And I don't want to hold you too much longer. Deion said, hold on, son. No, calm down. Hey, pick yourself up. I know it hurts, but guess what? Hey, do you know who your daddy is? I'm Deion Sanders. I know how this thing go. Let this first rookie contract go. Guess what? I already got Gatorade over here sitting for you. I already got whatever the other contracts that SHEDEUR Sanders is part of. I got them lined up for you, son. I just need you to go out there and play ball. Because your second contract, that's where we go hit him at SHEDEUR. That's where we go hit him. So you get that eye of the tiger. You play that game. You walk that tight line. You do what you need to do. Because just know, hey, even though my Colorado Buffaloes ain't doing good over here, I'm gonna get that cleaned up. You know, I had some medical issues going on. Hey, SHEDEUR Sanders, guess what? I got you. I'm gonna help you negotiate that second contract. I got you, son. I'm Deion Sanders. My team, Colorado Buffalo, may be going through some trying times, but hey, I'm still Deion Sanders. I got lawyers on standby. I know how it goes. SHEDEUR Sanders is gonna be okay. So, all right. Hit the like button. Thank you. That is when I start watching. Yeah, I did too, Miss Sparks. Right, the Colin Kaepernick. Yes, peace and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Quan. The Most High, Yahweh. Yes, favor is all over SHEDEUR's life in a major way. Yes, let me tie that in, even from the Pro Bowl to the. Hey, hold on, Vestas. Hey, Miss Sparks and everybody else, please. Remind me to talk about Shiloh. Let's talk about the next Super Bowl. So we are on I'm not even this Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. I don't even know where it's being located. But do you know where next year's Super Bowl is located? Please, do you know where next year's Super Bowl is located? Please, somebody put it in the chat. Please, if you don't know it, in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to let you know where the next Super Bowl is located. Oh my. Whoo! I'm glad you brought that up. All right. Let me breathe. The next Super Bowl is going to be held in Atlanta, Georgia. Who is the coach for the Atlanta Falcons? Kevin Stefanski. Who is predicted, and I'm putting this out there, who is a team that could potentially be a Super Bowl caliber next year? I'm going to put it out there. Cleveland Browns. With SHEDEUR Sanders. Wouldn't it be ironic, and I'm saying this on February the 1st, 2026, wouldn't it be ironic if Cleveland Browns with SHEDEUR Sanders in his second year gets to the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, where Kevin Stefanski is the current head coach? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Let me go through my notes. let me go through my notes to make sure. But yeah. I'm gonna go through my notes and make sure I tell you everything. But Vestas and the ones that showed up this morning, thank you so much for supporting me this morning. You caught me in raw form. I wasn't expecting it, but I did enjoy it. And for everybody that joined this live, thank you so much for all of your love and your support and just hearing me out. Shiloh. Oh, there we go. Shiloh. Okay. There we go. Shiloh. Thank you so much. Shiloh is a beast on the field. Please don't sleep. Yes. Justin. Okay, Justin. Oh, Justine. Yes, Justine. So, have I slept on Shiloh? No. As a CEO auntie, I have not slept on Shiloh. Have I did a video regarding Shiloh? Yes, I think 2 out of 232 videos. I have done a few, maybe a couple videos on Shiloh, being honest. This thing with SHEDEUR Sanders, every time I attempted or wanted to do a video on Shiloh, something would happen with SHEDEUR Sanders on a weekly basis. As we know, it's just been week after week. But even though I wasn't doing a video on Shiloh, I was still monitoring Shiloh to make sure he was okay. When I started watching his channel and seeing that Shiloh was doing well, because I will always watch Shiloh his videos, I will always comment, I always showed him support. So even though I didn't make videos about him, I was supporting Shiloh directly with my comments and my love as a CU auntie. Now, why did I want to talk about Shiloh? Watching Shiloh videos, Shiloh is still in the gym and he's still ready. He always said, I'm ready for that call whenever it is. With Jim, oh gosh, Shorts, whatever his name is, for the Cleveland Browns. And I don't want to disrespect his name. I just can't pronounce it right now, from the Cleveland Browns. As of now, I think he walked out the building. He left. I don't know if he's officially left the Cleveland Browns. So let's just say he has left the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland has to go through the process now of hiring a new DC. I hope it's someone like Brian Flores. Whoever that DC is, even if Jim decides to come back after he has a change of heart, I'm going to contact them directly, because what is the significance of March the 9th and March the 11th? March the 9th is undrafted free agent. Shiloh Sanders can go to the Cleveland Browns or contact them and say, hey, I would like to be signed or worked out as a free draft agent. Why I said the Cleveland Browns, yeah, I just like them on the same team, but I'm pretty sure Shiloh will probably make that request across all 32 teams. Now that we have finished SHEDEUR Sanders' first rookie year, and it seems like they're trying to make amends regarding the Sanders family, hopefully another team will allow Shiloh Sanders to work out and offer him a free agent, undrafted free agent contract. So that is my wishes. So I haven't forgot about SHEDEUR. Oh, SHEDEUR, I'm sorry, Shiloh. Shiloh is definitely a beast. When they set him up, and I'm going to say this, when they set him up, as a fan, I can say this. This is my opinion. When they set him up on the third preseason game that year with that player for the Buffalo, I'll never forget his number. I probably forgot his name, but I never forget 84. When they set him up, that tore me up. Even Tampa Bay was on the verge of being upset because they really adored Shiloh. But once again, until I find out who the DC is going to be for the Cleveland Browns, if it's going to be Jim or somebody else, I probably will, because you know me, if you follow my account on Twitter, I'll be contacting Andrew Berry, Jimmy, LaJohntay Wester, SHEDEUR. I contact them directly. I don't never get a response, but still, it's out there. It's on record. I'm going to say, hey, 32 teams. I may even contact all 32 teams directly and say, hey, please give Shiloh Sanders a chance. Please try him out. And then I'm going to say in parentheses, since you're trying to make amends with the Sanders family, at least try him out and give him an offer. Because Shiloh, before Shiloh got hurt in that game, I forgot the game, before he got hurt in that game and broke his arm or whatever, Shiloh Sanders was already being projected to go in the second or third round. But we already knew, because they had to collude against SHEDEUR Sanders down to the fifth round. Everybody else after SHEDEUR, 6, 7, and undrafted. Now that they're trying to make amends, they should go ahead and correct it with Shiloh Sanders. Shiloh Sanders, from what I know from his videos, he's still in shape. He's actually gotten bigger. He's lifting weights. He's even though he loves to eat, he's a foodie. He's still working out, and I think Shiloh Sanders is still able to get picked up this year. So that is my wishes. So that is definitely my wishes. Anybody else? Oh my gosh, an hour and 16 minutes. I definitely appreciate the loves. I did hear that. I heard it was Thanksgiving dinner, Justine, right? When they was at the table, Thanksgiving dinner, when they was eating with their mother Palau, and Shiloh made some type of comment, and SHEDEUR sent us, hey, I got you. Of course, that was Kevin Stefanski at the time, but now it was Todd Monken's. Now that SHEDEUR Sanders actually got some pulling influence, definitely got some pulling influence. I think he can make that happen behind the scenes. Wink, wink. I think he can make that happen. At least ask for, can his brother try out? SHEDEUR Sanders may, SHEDEUR Sanders, he may slide that in with his smile and his laugh. Hey, let my brother try out. Hey, they was like, hey, tell Shiloh to go ahead, come on and call us. So I hope that happens. Yeah. All right, Vestas. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much for just hearing me out, letting me vent. Hey, these are my thoughts. But yeah, the Epstein thing messed me up regarding those jerseys. Mm-hmm. If there's anybody else can get him on that field, it's yes, new codes. That's right. That's right. That's right. If they want to make it men's, if they want to fix everything, Shiloh Sanders. Mine is I don't think he can go back to the Tampa Bay because I don't think he can go back to Tampa Bay because that was the team that actually waived him. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They waived him. They actually didn't cut him. I think it was some type of loophole. The reason they put waived on him versus cut. And maybe they thought another team was going to pick up Shiloh because they did not put cut. They put waived. At that time, it was people talking about legalities and certain words and labels that they were using regarding players. Shiloh Sanders did not get cut. He got waived. So that can work in his favor. Okay. Yeah, that can work in his favor. All right. All right, Vestas. So I think that's it, Vestas. I think that's it. To my Vestas that saw my video, my first live ever, about two weeks ago, I still owe you that video this week. Shedeur Sanders' birthday is on the 7th, I think. Miss Sparks, is it 7th or the 9th? It's 7th. I think it's the 7th. I'm going to be working on that video this week. So if you don't see me come out with videos every day, just know in the background, I'm working on that video. That's evidence that Shedeur Sanders can also use as evidence in terms of the collusion, because Cleveland Browns, that platform, this time this year, that platform that we all hate and despise now with them 4 letters, they were dropping nuggets. And I was collecting nuggets before I even started the channel. I didn't want to start no channel. I did not want to start a channel, but I started. Man, look, when God was waking me up for some reason, and I ain't never told nobody this story, so just give me 2 more minutes of your time. Okay, Shiloh is the 9th. Okay, so Shiloh's birthday is the 9th of this month. Okay, so Shiloh's birthday is the 9th. Deion Sanders is the 9th. Okay, 9th of August. Shiloh is the February the 9th. Shedeur is the 7th of this month. Okay. I never wanted to start my channel, to be honest with you. I never wanted. So let me just get close and personal with you. I never wanted to start a YouTube channel. I didn't. I didn't. So why am I in front of you today? Right. Well, you already know that I said some of the narratives I just couldn't stand by. My silence was too loud for me to sit by. But how did I get to that point? I'm going to say around, it's great. Shedeur Sanders got drafted April. God wasn't bothering me then. God wasn't bothering me then. I'm going to say around July, August, I would wake up and I would hear God say, start your channel. Start my channel? What? I'm not starting a channel. What channel? YouTube channel? I'm not starting no YouTube channel. What? I'm not starting no YouTube channel. Let it go. Ignored it. September, I'm on work travel with my mother. I'm coming out of the bathroom. Colorado was playing on TV. I forgot what team it was playing. I think it was the week of September the 3rd that I was overseas with my mother on work travel. I walk out of the bathroom. Hey, Mom, I'm for to start a YouTube channel. She said, what? I said, Mom, I don't even know why I said that. I said, I'm just going to start a channel. I said, nah, I'm just playing. She said, what you going to talk about? I said, I don't know, maybe football, Colorado, Deion Sanders, Shedeur. I don't know. I'm being so honest with you and so raw. I'm finna get to a point. Come back home. I ain't starting no channel. I'm tripping. I'm like, hey, maybe I had too many drinks. Hey, maybe I just had a little bit. Maybe I was lucid. Maybe it was jet lag. Maybe I'm not starting no channel. Maybe I was just, being funny, trying to crack a joke. maybe I did have too much drink. Maybe it was the time zone different. I'm not starting no channel. After I returned home, I would wake up to one of the loudest voices that I ever heard subconsciously. Start your channel. At this point, I'm like, hold on. I know it's God talking now. I know it's God talking. But I don't know how to start a YouTube channel. I don't know how to start a YouTube channel. And for everyone that has joined this live, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the likes and the love and the comment. If you don't want to hear this, I totally understand. Do what you need to do. But thank you so much for hearing all of the other topics that I talked about today. But I got to get this off my chest. I'm waking up. Start your channel. I'm laying down. Start your channel. I'm not starting the channel. The more I said I'm not starting the channel, the louder that voice got. I don't know how to start no YouTube channel. I said, okay. This one time I had to hear God's voice one more time, and it was so loud that morning, I almost jumped out of bed. I said, okay. I said, but hold on, just give me some time to do a research. On September the 27th, I registered my name with the state of Georgia and also with the IRS. I said, okay. So I said, hold on. I'm doing steps. It had to be less than a week. I grabbed the same system I'm on. And that's when I said, okay, I did a little research. I found out what how they was doing videos. That's why I was a faceless channel when I began this. I was like, well, okay, I would do God's work. People will still hear my voice. I won't have to worry about no visuals. I won't have to worry about no graphics. I won't have to worry about no videos. All people have to do is just listen to my voice and understand what I'm saying. And guess what, Vestas? It resonated. Where those 585 subscribers are, I don't know in the world, because from what I gather, when I became a faceless channel, YouTube separated me from some of those subscribers if they didn't hit all before I changed over. So I don't even know if they're getting notifications. I don't even know if they're doing a search for me. I don't even know if they know I'm still doing videos, because they only knew me as a voice. So just like SHEDEUR Sanders had to go through what he had to go through and be obedient, I had to go through the same thing with SHEDEUR Sanders during this time, because with my career field and my profession, I never wanted to show my face because of the job that I did. It was more comfortable being black screen and just talking into that microphone. And it resonated with so many people. I got 558 subscribers in a month and a half. But at the same time, I'm gaining momentum and people is hearing it as no face. I had 130,000 views. And I'm sitting back and asking God, what is this? You know, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, Father, I'm only talking. I'm like, hold on now. I'm not doing this, for him. I'm like, I got a real job. But it was them first 30 days in the background. It was, excuse my French on Sunday, it was living hell. Living hell. Getting past those first 30 days, I had to learn all of these apps. I had to learn about microphones. I had to learn about audios. I had to learn about auditing. I had to learn about, hey, how to come across. Hey, do I say this? I used to struggle with, do I say this? Father, do I say this? Oh, Father. And one thing about my videos, I don't have scripts. Whenever I hit record, that's whatever comes out. That's what God's given me. I had to worry about, Father, well, hold on. What if I say this? What if just say and talk? Edit and be done with it. And that's what I've done. So Vestas, for you to be here and for me to talk to you, it has been an honor just to sit here and talk to strangers and get out my frustrations first as a human, second as a Black woman. I feel honored to have strangers just come in and listen to me. I never, 7 o'clock this morning, I thought no one was going to come in. The intent was just to do a functionality test. I had 14 strangers, some names I knew, some names I didn't, just come in and listen to me. Look at today, Vestas, I thank you so much. I thank you, Vestas, for listening. And until God say, hey, Tony Talks vested up, pull the plug, I'm going to give you my videos. I'm going to do my best. Sometimes I have to work, travel. Sometimes I can't hit the videos on a daily basis, but you are going to get a video. I'm going to have swollen faces sometimes, ring around the eyes based on the time zone. But Vestas, I'm so honored for you to come to my channel and support me the way that you do. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you, Vestas. So I just want to let you know, this was not my intent to become a YouTuber. Okay. But I just couldn't stand by. First of all, I couldn't ignore God's word. I couldn't ignore his voice. It was just too strong. It was just too strong. It was just too strong. Okay. And if you really knew my job title, you'd be like, yeah, yeah, you know, but hey, since I've been started doing my videos, God has given me favor and rest. Okay. So amen to that. You don't need to know all the X and O's to talk about football. All is your. Thank you. Thank you, Black Diamond. I know. Hey, but guess what, Black Diamond? Before this year, I was a casual fan. I was, hey, watch the game, hoop and holler, score, touchdown on my team, lost on my team, won, and that was it. But because of what SHEDEUR Sanders went through this year, man, I'm starting to learn plays in the background. I'm starting to learn positions in the backgrounds. And I'm going to learn them X's and O's because, hey, a lot of people, when they come over to my channel with me, first seeing me as a Black woman, second seeing me as a woman, they think they can pull some stuff. Oh, I be getting off of me in the comments and they delete them comments, but I be getting them off of me. So, hey, I have to talk football. You're right. I'm not going to be no expert on it, but I know exactly what they saying now because I've learned some of them X's and O's, and trust me, I'm going to be watching them combines just like the male channels over there, and I'm be able to talk to them and say, So, hey, it is what it is. But thank you so much, Diamond. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Vestas, I'm not going to keep you no more, but thank you so much for joining this live, and I thank you. And if you're new at this channel, here's my phrase. Until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest because we vested up today. And to all of my vesters, have a blessed day. And thank you so much again for attending this live, okay? I'll talk to you later, vesters. Hold on. If you got anything, I'll give it another minute. I'll give you another minute. But this live was full of details from the beginning. And if you came to the live late, the first half of the live was about SHEDEUR Sanders in the Pro Bowl and the reason why they hated him, because there was some significant reasons on why they hated him even being named as a Pro Bowl. And the second half was regarding Epstein and why I was happy that SHEDEUR Sanders did not get drafted to the Giants. So thank you again. Thank you again. Humbly. Thank you. All right, Vestas. Talk to you then. Talk to you next time.